Hello, YouTube. I'm back again. Today, I want to talk about right or wrong. There's no right and there's no wrong. There's just a thin separation. And if you like me, you have noticed that in a lot of things that our government has been saying. And I noticed it the other day because, like I said, I had took a few days off of YouTube, and I was just hanging with the family and friends because we're allowed to get together here now. So and I noticed that a lot of things in the conversations that I was having with some of the people, it's just we just kind of crazy. I guess I've been out of touch so long because I've been locked down so long that the conversations is not what I thought they would be. So I just want to say this: there's no right and there's no wrong. I mean, the line is so thin now that it get blurred. It's a blurred line now because everything is foobarb out here. And those of you that was in the military, you understand what I'm saying about foobarb. Let's see. Hey, Lori, how you doing? See, I'm cooking dinner while I'm getting ready to listen to your live stream. We always have early dinner. Oh, I like to eat early when my wife gets home. You know, she gets off about 4:30. She usually get home about 5:30. And if I'm cooking, I like to eat early if I'm cooking. Hey, Adam, how you doing? Yeah, there you. Yeah. So, like I said, there's a bunch of things going on out here, and we all we get is excuses from our leaders. I mean, and the excuses we get, it's flimsy. I mean, they're not even good excuses. So, like I said, it's a thin line, and I'm gonna explain to you why some of the stuff that I'm talking about is a thin line. Now, in case you haven't noticed that a lot of people are blaming preppers for the gas situation that happened down south where the people were loading up on gasoline. And everybody was saying, well, those are preppers grabbing all that gasoline, just like when there was toilet paper. They kept saying those were preppers that grabbing all the toilet paper. And it is not true. And you know, if you're a prepper, you're not out there at that gas station trying to load gas in a plastic bag because you're smarter than that, first of all. And second of all, you prepared. And like I say, and a lot of people are basically saying we hoarders. So, like I say, see, it's a thin line. See, there's no right and there's no wrong. See, if you do prepare and start putting stuff away, trying to save your family and yourself from all this stuff that goes on in the world, then you're wrong. I mean, you're doing good, but you're wrong. That and I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not. I'm just saying they saying that you're wrong. I'm saying that you're right. I'm saying keep prepping and get all the stuff you can for you and your family, so you won't have to go to a gas station and put gas in a bag or something like that. It's just crazy. But this is what we have to deal with on a daily basis, public perception. Like I said, I took a few days off and I was with family and friends and like I say, some of the conversations, that were out here, they just they think not my family and friends. No, they don't think I'm crazy or that we wrong for prepping. It's just other people think that what you do for being a prepper is the wrong thing. That we hoarding stuff from everybody else. I'm like this. Go buy your own stuff. I mean, I'm not stopping you. If I go over your house and you got a refrigerator full of ice cream, I'm not gonna say you hoarding all the ice cream. That's just what you have to do for yourself because you like ice cream. Let's see. Adam says everybody is allowed to have their own opinion, but we must respect each other's opinion, even if we disagree. That's right. That's why I don't argue with people. I never argue with people, even when I return comments. I don't argue with people. It doesn't make sense because you can never change anybody's mind. Once somebody make up their own mind, it's just a useless situation. You'll be like our Congress in a stalemate. Can't decide on anything. I can't figure out dinner tonight, Lord. I have leftover roast chicken. That's to do something with it. I just can't figure out something. Oh, let's see. You got leftover roast chicken size. Make a fajita. I watch Chop. You take all that food and they give you baskets of stuff to make food out of. I'm like Chop. Yeah, make a fajita. Get you some black beans, some rice, some bell peppers. You know, some fajita seasoning and cut that chicken meat up, and there you go. You gotta just kill it. Okay, let's see. I had someone get mad at me because I was filling my 5-gallon can up after my car. I told them how in the hell do they expect me to mow my lawn? My tractor needs gas. Yes, yes, I just said that's the way it is. Hey, Andy Lee Brown, how you doing? Hey, Andy Oakley, 777, how you doing? He said, yeah, gotta fill up my track. They don't know lawnmowers run on gas unless you got an electric one. Yeah. I said, I know my kids' dad said tacos, but I'm short on everything we need to make them. Yeah, sometimes you don't, because I like to make tacos and I got everything. I don't have any lettuce. Like, so, but it's okay. I got everything but lettuce, so I'm not gonna make tacos. Not tonight. I would do it on Tuesday or Wednesday. But anyway, let me get back to this what I was talking about, and I was talking about what people perception is of what I do and what most of us that watch me do. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being a prepper. I wish the whole country started prepping and start preparing. I mean, the federal government told you start putting stuff away, start preparing, start being ready. I don't think a lot of people listening, especially now that a lot of people are expecting to get money for nothing. But that's on them. So anyway, but like I say, just keep prepping. Don't let all this negativity out here, and that all of a sudden they start pointing the finger at preppers, saying that we the cause of all this problem. When people have a run on something, they say that we the ones that doing it. No, we are not the ones that doing it. The ones that doing it are the unprepared. They the ones that doing it. That's why you can't find ammo on the shelves. And now the price of ammo that you do find on the shelves is triple what you would pay before. So I'm just saying, you're gonna have to deal with some adversity, because once somebody starts thinking you're a prepper, you're gonna catch some flack. Okay, but luckily, hey Ginger Ninja, how you doing? Hey Michelle the Great, how you doing? And like I say, most of the people that I hang with, my family members, they all understand. As a matter of fact, they prepping, so that's good. Hey, Garden State Garden, how you doing? And so anyway, another thing, yeah, I wish I could learn to reload, but I never bought a reloader. I mean, they sell them, but I never got the reloader. I know a friend that reloads. Another thing I wanted to talk about, and a lot of people don't agree with me on this, but that's okay, and I don't mind. This gun control thing. Now they had a shooting. I think it was yesterday out there. I think it was in California. Got shot 9 people or something like that. But I'm just gonna say this. Now I seen something in my YouTube group that I'm in. The guy posted it, Aaron Olinger. He posted this. It's the murder rate for a few cities. Now Philadelphia, the murder rate is up 40%. Minneapolis up 56%. Portland up 800%. New York City 22%. Chicago 22%. All this is up. Los Angeles up 27%, and Washington D.C. up 35%. Now, the reason I mentioned that is because, like I said in a lot of my videos, and I'm a pro Second Amendment person. I'm like this: don't take away our guns. You look at these murder rates, and this should tell you that you need to be armed to protect yourself from these people out here that's murdering you. You see what I'm saying? See, I'm like this. If I'm at the movies, or I'm out to dinner and I'm sitting in a restaurant, I'm at the movies, I'm sitting in a restaurant, and I'm armed, and some crazy, delusional fool come in there, start talking crazy off the wall. I hadn't seen him. I had seen him at the chicken place, jump over the counter and want to fight people over a chicken sandwich. So I'm just saying, if somebody come in acting crazy and delusional, and all of a sudden they pull out a weapon, and you don't have a weapon to do, you know what you're going to happen? You either going to try to get out that door with about 50 other people and die, or you're going to shoot him dead where he stands. And I prefer the second one, to shoot him dead where he stands, because, see, A good guy with a gun can stop a bad guy with a gun. But if you're a good guy and don't have a gun, the bad guy is going to win. So I wish they would stop talking about taking all these guns away from us and start telling us how to get more guns to keep the bad people out. And you know, a guy told me, I think it was Pulse Jet. He told me that where he lives at, the murder rate is down because they carry guns. You know, they're allowed to have guns where he lives at. I mean, we allowed to have guns here, but it's mostly for self-defense. And I mean, you can get a concealed carry. I got one. But I'm just saying, a good guy with a gun will stop a bad guy with a gun at every option. You know, every time you go somewhere. Hey, Red Road Homestead, how you doing? Let's see. Hey, GZ 3 and 1, how you doing? Let's see who else is in here. Okay. Hey, Sherry Frugal, how you doing? So that's another one that, like I say, this is there's no right and there's no wrong. It's just that thin separation. Because some people say we need to have gun control. Nobody needs guns. That's crazy. I mean, I can understand background checks and all this and all that, but that's just so hard to weed out crazy people because of the number of people that you have to deal with. And I said this many a time, America, last time I really seen the census about the total population of America, we had 366 million people out here. And how many of those people are crazy? That's unaccounted crazy. You know, they're not on any kind of medication, that haven't been put in the system, that we don't know about, that might go to the store and buy a gun. We don't know. I don't know how they can weed out people that's crazy. You know what I mean? But those are the ones that don't need guns. Those are the ones that's hurting people. You know, you can stop the felons from getting guns, but stop selling it to them. You know, I mean, they're gonna try to steal them and get them anyway, but a lot of them, they don't have their background check. They need their background check. So I'm just saying that taking guns away from honest people and people that's just trying to do the right thing and defend ourselves is the wrong thing to do. And another thing, these people, they need to stop this stuff about defunding the police. You know what? That's just insane. You ask them, walk up to somebody and say, we need to defund the police, and then ask them what's their option. What do they need to do? What is their option to replace the police? And they won't be able to tell you. Okay, you defunded the police. Now, police ain't gonna be working. There's no police. We just got a sheriff department. And our sheriff department is small. I mean, because most cities, major cities do have sheriff department, but like I say, most of them, they run the jail. They don't patrol the city. So now, but you in a major city like Cleveland, we lost 8,000 people. We had 381,000. We have no police force. Now what you do? They done decided to take your guns away. Now they decided to take your police force away. Now what do you do? I don't know. Maybe we just die. I don't know. But I'm just saying, see what I'm saying? And they don't have a clue on how to replace the police that they're talking about defunding, because that's so stupid. And we can't even hire police here anymore. Nobody wants to be a police officer anymore. I'm just saying we need police. I don't care what nobody say. They do a lot of things good. They do more good than bad. I mean, you got a few bad ones. I'm not gonna lie. We had some incidents here, and we have a few bad ones, but you got to weed the bad ones out. But you got some good ones too. I done had some good experiences with some police, and I had some bad experience with some police. But all of them ain't bad. You know, I done had some good experience in the post office, and I had some bad experience in the post office. You know, like people, you just got to learn one thing. You just got to have a thick skin, because you're dealing with people. You're not dealing with an organization. You're dealing with people. You're dealing with people out there. You're not dealing with the police department. You're dealing with policemen and women, and some of them are kind of crazy, and they need to be replaced. All right, that's the way I feel about it. But you don't need to get the whole police department thrown out, because once you do that, then you opening up the door for a Marxist government. We're gonna end up a socialist government, because we're gonna have socialized police force. The government gonna say, okay, since these cities, major cities, don't have policemen anymore, we're gonna send the National Guard in and we're gonna federalize them. We're gonna call them something else. And now you are being policed by the federal government. And once the federal government start policing enough of this country, and we'll start looking like Nazi Germany, because now we got a federal police force. Like I say, you start taking the states' rights and the city rights and start giving them all to the federal government. It'll be 1984, George Orwell. People say, well, how did that happen? How did that happen? Because you decided to give them the rights, not you guys. I'm just saying that's how that can happen. Okay, so I'm like, man, you don't want to lose your state's rights. You don't even want to lose your city rights, because see, once you start giving your rights to the federal government, you might not ever give them back. See, like I said, I remember when we had the National Guards here a couple of times. We had a couple of riots, and there was nothing like growing up seeing a guy sitting in a Jeep with a 50 cal sitting on the corner, or a tank in your schoolyard. But I seen that. It's something you never forget. So anyway, like I said, it's a thin line, very thin. It's no right and no wrong way to do it. I mean, you just got to figure out the separation. But everything is so foobarb out here, and like I said that before, and a lot of you guys that was in the military, y'all know what foobarb means. You know what I mean? So let's see. Hey, Cat in the Hat, how you doing? They say, Adam saying drug infested areas don't want police, but when something bad happens, who's the first person they call for help? Yeah. Hey, Coach said, Trainer, how you doing? Hey, I missed your Monday. I got tied up with some stuff, I took like 4 days off. I wasn't doing anything. I was with family and friends. That was my anniversary weekend. We spent it with family and friends. I had a great time. Like I said, we're in a matrix. I mean, it's going to get worse. Like I said, every year it get worse. I don't care who's in charge. Who's in charge? It's just no easy fix to what's going on, because, like I say, eventually they're going to replace everybody anyway with these robots and this AI. We're going to have basically robot police. Eventually, have drones flying over your city looking for people that's out past curfews, because they're going to put everybody on lockdown. That's going to be funny. And I see that coming in the future, because things are getting bad. I mean, things are heating up. I'm just waiting for more protests and more riots to start, because that's the way things are, because like I said, people have no idea. And these same people that's screaming, hey, let's defund the police, they have no idea what they're talking about. So I'm like, okay, let's see what we can do. They doing that old thing that you used to talk about when I was a kid. They pissing on your head and they telling you it's rain. You see what I'm saying? But it's not rain. It's piss. And that's what they doing to you. You know what I mean? So we might have to open up a can of whoop ass on them to make them see your way. But that's a whole other story. All right. Okay. What was I at? I was talking about first I was talking about how they was treating preppers, and they're gonna start with the national media pretty soon, because the media, man, I'm gonna tell you something. The power in this country is run by two people. And that's the one is the media, and the other one is Congress. The media controls everything. The media controls everything. They tell you what they want you to believe. They tell you what they want you to know. They tell you what they want you to hear. And if you start talking bad about them, or do some stuff that they think might lead to their downfall, you will be replaced. Or worst of all, you might just disappear. I mean, it's the same thing with any mass media thing like YouTube and Facebook and anything else. And I know you guys seen that before. I mean, it don't make no difference who you are. You could be local DJ on the radio. You could be a small YouTube channel like me. You could be the president of the United States. If they say that they don't like what you're saying, they're going to take you off. And if you're not lucky, they might have somebody take you out. But I'm just saying I can't really say that for sure. I'm just saying this is my observation on what I see. This is my opinion. If a cat in the hat say I Robot, is that the brainwashing you are talking about? I Robot is something different. I Robot is just artificial intelligence. Now the brainwashing is what I was excuse me. Let me slow down. The brainwashing is what I was just talking about. Is the media. The media is brainwashing us. The media, when they want to sensationalize something, they will. When they don't, they won't. Like, okay, like that right now, they want to sensationalize every shooting that got more than 5 people involved in it. That's right now, that's what they want to do. They want to flex the numbers. Okay. But yet they don't want to talk about this other stuff that's going on out here. Unless it can be sensationalized and good for the ratings. Irving Grandpa from the Republic of Texas. Okay, Texas, man, you guys, I like your governor. He said everybody can get a gun. I like that. I like that. I like that. Let's say nobody wants to go to New York City. It's nuts out there. They started to become safe, and the world wanted to come to New York because it was safe. Now everybody's running out of New York. As Garden State Gardener, I understand New York is nuts. It's getting worse. It's getting worse. A lot of major cities are getting worse. I mean, I don't understand it. Adam says one of my favorite military abbreviations is LIFA. I use that one on my papers at work and before retiring, and anyone knows lifter is kind of funny. I don't know what lifter means. Prepper Vet Mitchell. They are starting on the military to root out conservative enlisted officers. Critical race theory is now a push in the military. No promotion for targeted men. Wow. Hey, Gail Southern Living. Wow. The military. That can't let them fool with the military. Because the military might. If we lose our military, man, it's just crazy. We lose a lot. Okay, lifter, leave it the F alone. Okay, I gotta use that. Yeah, but anyway, I understand because see, right now they're putting everything in the position of. Let me say, how should I say this? I don't want to say the wrong word because I don't want to cause any problems. They put everything being put in the position. I'm gonna just say that everything's been put in position that one day we'll wake up and we won't be United States anymore. We'll be sort of like a socialist. I would say socialist country. Yeah, we'd be like Venezuela. I think that's coming. I think that's coming. I'm just saying because, like I say, we are so close. Let me see. Try so I can try to tell you how I see things right now. I'm gonna let you guys try to see through my eyes. It's not gonna be easy. Hey, Nicholas family. Okay, right now I see things like this. We are past the point where SHTF is happening. It's already here. We're living in the middle. It ain't like what you see in the movie. Like you wake up one morning and zombies are running down the street, everything burning, people are shouting and screaming, people killing and dying in the streets. No, it's not like that. One little thing at a time. It's happening now. It's done started. We passed the halfway point. We almost like I would say right now, we like 60% right now in the middle of SHTF. I mean, we got inflation through the roof. I mean, you look at the prices. You got people panicking every other week. Then people say the gas pipes are broken and they run and go get all the gas they can. People that say we got a shortage on food, they go buy a bottle of toilet paper. I mean, this is all within the 1 year. We had a pandemic. Now we don't. Now we have gas shortage. We have cyber attacks. I mean, stuff is going through the roof and people are panicking. Right now, the guy that might be sitting next to you in the restaurant might go off and shoot everybody in there because he doesn't know anything. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing or talking about because he's listening to the big media. I mean, you got small media, and you got the big media, and they talking all this crazy enough and all this stuff right now. And then you got politicians in there that don't want to rock the boat because they want to be reelected. It's all about spending 40 years in politics, which is the wrong thing to do. All I say, if you start limiting them terms out there, how long they can be a politician, then they'll clear up a whole lot of stuff. But these guys been in there 40, 50 years, and they 90, 95 years old. They still trying to run this country, and they making all kinds of deals, and they all millionaires and stuff like that. I don't understand it. I mean, I do understand it because it's power. It is all about power in Washington. And that's what's hurting in this country. It's all about power. And it's tearing us apart. Okay, it's too much bureaucracy. The bureaucrats are up there. But see, and then you got these people that you don't even talk about anymore. That people say they don't exist. You got the military, the scientists, and the bureaucrats that's out there that answer to no one. That's in this small little group. That was run once by George Bush. When he was a member of this group. These CIA people, and like I say, bureaucrats, scientists, and the military, and they keep all the information from us about what's really going on in the space. People say, "Oh, here we go with the space." I ain't gonna even talk about that. I'm not even gonna talk about the aliens and stuff like that, because next month they're gonna release a thing, and then you should ask yourself, why, if none of this is real, why do our government has like thousands of pages of information on something that they don't believe in, and it's something that don't exist? I mean, why? If you don't believe it and it don't exist, why you got thousands and thousands and thousands of pages on this stuff? Because they're always giving you misinformation and not telling you the truth. But see, and like I say, as long as you got these deep state people, that's what I'm gonna call them, the deep state people that's running a lot of things, they got more power than the president. Any president, because they don't tell the president what they need to know, because they don't want to tell the people what they want us to know. That's a cover up, and that's why we're in so much trouble right now, because there's no trust at the top of our government. Now, me, I trust my local officials up to a point. I trust my governor up to a point. I trust my county leaders up to a point. But when it comes to trusting people in Washington, D.C., I don't trust them at all, because everything they do is going to hurt us eventually, because they're not doing it for us. They're doing that to get reelected. And that's how I see things. You know what I mean? I love my government. I love my country. And I just hate to see it going down the wrong path, and that's what's going to happen. And like I say, don't come and get me say that I'm down there trying to start another riot or stuff like that. I'm just saying I'm just displeased with the path that y'all decide to take, that y'all not really doing anything for the people that need it. When y'all do something, like I said in my last video, for the people, it's at a price. And I don't know if my kids or my grandkids can pay that price down in the future, because I'll be gone. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not planning on going anywhere soon. I'm gonna try to live to 100. These celebs trying to influence voting but don't live in economic status. You right? Okay. Yeah. The county police in my area are firm but fair. Right. They understand, because they're in the same boat as you. They that's the average Joe trying to make a living, but they trying to do something to help the people and keep up the peace. They trying to keep up the peace. And that's what gets me. Where does all this stuff come from when they start talking about preppers are bad for the country? And that's what I can't figure out. I mean, I heard it before. When I first started doing stuff and I first became a prepper, and then all of a sudden, now I hear it again. It's coming back, and they're saying that we're bad for the country. Now, I don't understand that. And then now they're saying that, taking people guns away from them is good for the country. I don't know. I don't think they know what is good and what is bad. I mean, it's because they're censoring a lot of information. They won't give you all the information that we need. Let's see. Ginger Ninja says, I'm disgusted in what I've seen in the last decade, but even more so in the last few years. Last few years been tough. Last few years have been tough, and it's gonna get even worse. I'm gonna just say this: those of you that's out there listening to me right now, my grandson, he just got here. And you need to start preparing. You need to start prepping because, like I say, we 60% into SHTF, and like I said, it's not what you think. It's not what you see on TV. You might wake up tomorrow and we done moved another 10% to the timeline because something could happen again. It only takes one bad crop, and I'm telling you guys this for a reason. It only takes one bad crop because right now our food is being controlled by big organizations. Big organizations are out there controlling our food. And whoever controls the food control the people. They got it. They're gonna try to get us to eat this impossible meat, and they're gonna spin it as good for you because it's made out of vegetables, but it's not made out of complete vegetables. It's got all this other stuff in it, but it's vegetable based. It's not complete vegetables. It's vegetable based, and the rest of that stuff is in there is unedible. You should ask yourself that. Why did they make a meat out of 3D with a 3D printer and all this stuff? But that's another story. Let's see. V. Lee says not enough police in our area. Too much foolishness going on in the city. Yeah, it's like that in some of the cities around us too. Like one city don't even have a police force big enough to patrol, so they use the sheriff department, and that's a major city. They out of police. Criminal purchase stolen guns and don't do background checks. If they take our firearms away, criminals will be the only ones with arms. You're right. You can't have that. You can't have that. You gotta be on the same level or better than what the police. I mean, what the police confiscate from these bad guys. I've seen what they confiscate from some of these bad guys where they raid a place and they come out there and they show these guys got AR-15s and they got shotguns and they got Glocks and some of them have high points. But I guess those high points are when you commit a crime, you shoot them and you throw that gun away. Those are throwaways. You should see them. I think the last time I seen one of them, they had a raid. They come up, they put all the money on the table, the jewelry and all this stuff, and the cocaine that they had confiscated, and they showed all the weapons and stuff like that. They had some Tech 9s, they had some MK5s. And these criminals out here that's out here trying to control it. Just a minute. Here you go. Okay. My grandson, he just got out of daycare. Yeah, so, I like my old M14 30 cal. That's a great gun. M14s, M1s, all of them. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see. Ginger, I am not kidding. I saw an ad on Facebook earlier this year advertising kits to grow your own skin. So we can grow meat, eat yourself. Yeah. I wouldn't doubt it because they've been playing God. Some of these, like I said, when I was telling you about the bureaucrats, the scientists, and the military, that's all in this one little organization. These big three. It's not the entire military. It's just a few military people, a few scientists, and a few bureaucrats. And they got this thing going on. It's like, I remember the Majestic 12. If you old enough to remember them, it's like the Majestic 12 all over again. And they running things. They creating. I almost said shit. They creating things. They got Microsoft trying to bring the dead back to life, trying to get brain activity in dead corpses and stuff like that. It's stuff we don't see. All it takes is somebody to come back, and like I said, like Bill Gates bought all the farmland. He bought all the farmland, biggest majority farm owner in the country. And all it takes is one bad harvest. And with this weather, the way it's going to be like in the future, which I see coming, because we already had some bad weather coming in with the floods and stuff like that. And if you live along the Mississippi River, around in that area, in the Ohio River, you're going to get some weather. and you know your crops are gonna get flooded. Hey, Magic Ball, how you doing? Hey, Everyday Life, how you doing, Nikki, I get you mixed up with that. So I'm just saying that, you know, I'm not preaching gloom and doom. I'm just telling you that this is what's going on out here. I mean, you got over in Korea, this fool out there doing public executions. I mean, but you know, like I say, the media only wants you to know what they want you to know. And when they don't have anything to talk about, they start talking about the war. You know, they always talk about the Middle East crisis, which has been going on long as I've been alive, and probably before then. You know, that's you know, since the days of Moses, you know, they've been having problems in the Middle East. So I'm just saying, we make other people problems, our problems as this country. And what we did the other day when we gave them, with some people, Palestinians, we gave them $112 billion. I just threw my hands up in the air. I threw my hands up in the air. Who authorized that? Did it go to Congress? Did they sit in there for 8 months debating on whether they should give these people $112 billion? No. It just makes me think that our country is not doing what they're supposed to do for the little guys, you know, because they do things stupidly. We put ourselves in debt. It's like when you get your first credit card. I remember when I got my first credit card. Man, when I got my first credit card, I went hog wild. I was dinner every day, renting movies every night, because this is going back in like 1980, you know. And until I got that bill. Until I got that first bill, I look at that, I say, oh man, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Yeah, but that's how it is, you know. So let's see, Red Road Homestead say, I don't listen to news anymore. They just lie. You're right. Like I say, they spin the truth. They censor the information and they give you misinformation, and then they tell you that you should stop listening to misinformation, and they're the ones that giving it to you. And like I say, it is crazy out here because we have no way of knowing what the truth is, because a lot of times we don't get any information. We just stuck. I can tell you just about anything that's happening on my block because I'm here. You know, I can see it. I can know what's going on. But I can't tell you what's going on in the whole state of Ohio. You know, I just tell you what's going on in my little part of the world because of misinformation. That's where we need these guys, these independent investigative reporters, to get out there and find out what the truth is. But they don't want to do it because they don't want to get in trouble. They're taking kickback money, you know what I mean? You know, like I say, it's the time and it's the truth, and then it's the attention. They don't have time for the truth. They don't have attention to take time to get to the truth. But the people will suffer. My father, God rest his soul, was growing up, would make me sit and go over finances in the house, and I knew what things cost and where the family money went. Yeah, but that's another problem. The credit card brochure said we should say yes to students. They shouldn't say yes to debt. I don't know if you guys remember, but remember when these credit card companies first came to power, because they powerful. I remember Bank of America when it was Visa when it was Bank of America. I mean, they would send out hundreds and thousands of credit card applications. They would send them out every day. I mean, I delivered a lot of them. I mean, it was so many credit card applications out there that everybody was getting these credit cards, and they was just getting them. And some people had 4 or 5 of them and stuff like that, and they were filling them out. And that's why we in such a bad shape as a country today, because we run on credit. We did what they did. You know, we followed our government. Our government is in debt. We got in debt. So that's what I'm saying. So anyway, as I was saying, yeah, the crop situation this summer is going to be bad. I don't see it getting better. I mean, I really see it get bad. Matter of fact, I seen somebody was talking about, I think it was the Ice Age prepper. He did a video. I think it was a couple of days ago, and they were talking about the crop situation and the food situation, how bad it's going to get. And I do believe that he's right on point, that it's going to get really bad. Hey, Carmen 30, how you doing? And like I say, and I do believe, because I watch him every now and then. I don't, like I said, I can't watch everybody, but I watch as many as I can. I try to catch up with as many people as I can. And like I said, I took like 4 days off, and now I'm trying to catch up on people videos. But like I say, but I did get to watch some of that video, and he was right on point. So like I said, if you trying to predict what's going to happen, when we're going to have a collapse, just watch the farming report this year. Watch the food. Watch, like I say, watch the crop situation. If that bad weather come in and it tears up a bunch of crops and stuff like that, move your meter from 60 to 70% in the SHTF level, and then all of a sudden, it's really time to buckle down and start preparing. Get your gardens in the ground, start growing your plants, start stocking up on your water. You know what? Another thing, I'm gonna do a video because we got so much water. I mean, you're gonna need some flavoring for that water. So go out and get you some Kool-Aid or something to put in that water, because if you got kids, I decided to get my little grandson to drink regular water. He wants some flavor in his water. Like they sell these little meals and things like that. So you got to get some of that. I'll do a little video on that one day. But I'm just saying, we got to worry about two things. And then, like I say, once they start doing what they doing, the powers that be, and these secret organizations, I'm going to call them just a deep state, that really run the government, that they've been doing this stuff for like, I don't know how long. It's like a CIA. And the shadow government, that's what I'm gonna call it. And they control everything. And like I said, they know what's going on, and they can stop a lot of this stuff that goes on, but they don't want to. They like the chaos. They like to keep people at each other's throat, because if people are fighting among themselves, then they are happy because they're not looking into what they're doing. And then they doing everything they can to make money and forget about the people, because they got their own, They say what that song say, mama may have, papa may have, God bless the child that got his own. If they guess what they doing. Student taking on debt is a choice. My son went to college but worked while attending. He graduated zero debt. Yeah, I did too when I went. Well, see, I was a different era. I was paying $23.68 a credit hour. Yep, I paid my way, but that was way back. That was way back when. That's 40 years ago. Matter of fact, it was over 40 years ago. And I paid my own way, but that's where it is. And then let me tell you another thing. See, I'm almost forgetting. Now, we got this labor shortage. I mentioned this in my last video. And we got all these people out here with all this time on their hands because they refuse to go back to work because the government is paying them. I suggest that these people, if they listening to me, if they out there and they refuse to go back to work, they need to go to school. They need to get a trade, because a lot of these people are screaming about they're not making enough money. They don't have any kind of training and any kind of skills. I mean, they don't have no culinary skills. All they doing is running the register at McDonald's, and they got the symbols there. They pushing the button if they can. Because if you ever had to deal with those people at these fast food restaurants, I ain't gonna say the bad things about the people at the fast food restaurants. I mean, I knew a girl that worked at a fast food restaurant. She was very nice. But I'm just saying that some of these people now that work these fast food restaurants, they really have attitudes, when you come in to get something. I mean, they really do. I don't understand it, because, you got a job to do your job. You a public servant. But like I say, a lot of them, they just got sticks up their butt, and they really nasty. See, my wife always try to get into a fight with them. She don't try to get into a fight with them. She does get into arguments with them over their status. Yeah, so anyway, I took my first tech class back in the late 70s and early 80s. Y'all, about the same time I was. Yeah. So anyway, they need to get a trade. I mean, right now, they can go to a technical college, They can go to a technical school. They can go to a trade school. They get a certificate. They can learn, a skill. They can learn. They can go learn culinary arts. They can learn physical therapy. They can fix people's hair. You can go to a barber shop. You know, you say I don't want spit on my sandwich. Nah, yeah, I understand, but they might drop your sandwich on the ground and you not even know it, and then give it to you. You know, I don't mess with people at the fancy restaurants. No, no, no. When you go to like the eat-in restaurant, you sit down, and they come with the meat out the kitchen or something like that. I don't mess with them at all because you don't know what they doing in the back there. Schools need to have more tech classes. They don't even teach tech classes up here. They don't. They started to one year. They had like a couple of technical schools, but when they had budget cuts and everything like that, they got rid of them. Now they all just plain reading, writing, arithmetic schools. That's what happened to a generation that had never had everything handed to them and didn't have to work for it. Yeah, you're right. A lot of kids did. I know my kids had a lot of stuff. I made sure that they had everything I didn't have, which I think was a mistake. I mean, I don't really know because the jury is still out, but it was a struggle. Let's see. Take care. Much love. Got to go. All right, Cat Dad. I'll see you later. I'm gonna be out of here in about another 14, 15 minutes because I don't really like to talk long. Sometimes I get carried away with stuff. But like I say, this job situation out here is gonna be worse and worse and worse. I mean, and these people get money, then when they go someplace, they're gonna wonder why it's taking so long for them to get something. Like we got this music park up here. See the point. It's in Sandusky, which is only like 60 miles away. And I go fishing out there sometimes. And they can't find people. They're offering bonuses. They saying now that they might have to close down on Wednesdays because they don't have enough people to work there. That's crazy. Amusement park. I don't know how it is at some of these other places, like Six Flags or Kings Island or whatever you got. I don't even know if they still have Magic Mountain. I mean, but like I say, you see the point is a big amusement park up here and they can't find people. Some of the restaurants, I open up the paper every day. They're hiring. Well, I understand they don't, people don't want to become policemen. None of the places around here. But I can't understand why people just don't want to go to work. Well, my governor, he's one of the 22 states that have decided to opt out of that $300 extra per week. And I want to see how that affects the people going back to work situation. You know what I mean? Well, like I said, there's a lot of things going on. Ginger Ninja say thinking about how it's going to be in just a few years after all this laziness is built up, being groomed. Yeah, I seen it. I seen it happen. I seen it happen in the '60s. I think it's okay to give things to your kids as long as they don't grow up being spoiled brats. I think my children are decent human beings, and that's all I can ask for. You know what? It's like I say, it depends on your kid. You give your kids all they want, and they can still grow up bad. Or you don't have to give them nothing; they still grow up bad. Like I say, yeah, the jury is still out. Like my oldest daughter, she's working on her PhD. She got her master's. She got a bachelor's and a master's, and now she's working on her PhD. She's an account manager. Yep. She was working at Price Waterhouse. Now she's working at another firm. So I'm like, she bought some land and built a house. So I'm just saying. And then my other daughter, she has her own business, So I was like, you never know. You never know. See, me, I wasn't given a lot because it was 7 of us. So I was the one that got the hand-me-downs because I was the youngest son. Some of my German American friends say they graduated school at 8th grade and they do an apprenticeship the last 4 years. Wow, man, they still got apprenticeships out here? Because I remember we used to have them. I didn't think they still had them anymore. I know we had a technical college up here that was for automotive stuff, and it closed up when the guy died. He was doing technical stuff, auto mechanics. And like I said, that closed up. when he died. So now that's one school that nobody be going to. The same thing with truck drivers. They can't find truck drivers. No truck drivers on the road. Pretty soon they gonna find out one thing, that when stuff started getting late and people be screaming about I need my package overnight, your package ain't gonna be here. It's gonna be in Poughkeepsie or someplace when it's supposed to be in Ohio, because there's nobody to drive it to where it need to be. Let's see, his channel is Ice Age Farmer. Scary stuff he reported. Yeah, Ice Age Farmer. Yeah, yeah. We had a tornado about 50 miles north of here for the first one in many years. Are we going after the farm? Yes. If you got a farm, they're gonna make sure that they take it. I mean, I don't say government, but somebody out there, some ruthless person out there, would love to take over all the farms in America. All the farms. You say, "Where's our package?" you, you know what? Like I said, I used to work for the post office, and I used to be a supervisor at one point in my life. I was a union steward. Then I became a supervisor, and it was just crazy. And it was one point in my life, I used to get those phone calls. Where's my mail? Where's my package? I don't know. Yeah, but your package, who, how you doing? Your package is probably Flint, Michigan, I would say. it's in Flint, Michigan. It's somewhere up in there. I don't know what to tell you. A friend that's a truck driver told me a lot of tractor trailers are now automatic transmission. Must be nice. Yeah. Yeah, I remember them old. Oh, yeah. Yeah. But like I say, this AI is gonna take over the trucking industry anyway. You ever watch a commercial where they talk about parallel parking, where the guy pull up and the car or the lady pull up, the car parks itself because they don't know how to parallel park. And I mean, all of us, when we had to get our driving license, we had to do parallel parking. My wife, she had to do a mobility test or whatever it was. But anyway, now you don't have to do that no more. You ain't got to learn how to drive because the cars drive themselves. I see when they gave a guy a ticket for sitting in the back seat while the car was driving. So I'm just saying, we are going to be like something I seen this cartoon called Wally. You ever see Wally? It's a cartoon called Wally. And the planet was so polluted and so messed up that they took off in space. Cartoon. And they left a little robot there, Wally, to clean up the planet. And while they were in space, they did nothing. They just sat around on these hovercrafts that floated around, and everything was brought to them. People was just getting so big and fat. And it was a shame because that's what we heading to. Right now, they talk about how big the population is. I'm guilty. I started putting on a lot of weight when I retired. And like I say, because we don't really do too much. I mean, the population is getting bigger, and they're making it easier for us to get bigger. They're making everything easier for us. TV. They got so much stuff on TV, so much channels on TV. They offering you all these. Like I said, I think I got every channel that there is. HBO Plus, HBO Max. I mean Cinemax. I got what's that? The History Channel, AMC. I got all this stuff, and then you get hooked to watching things. Like I'm hooked on it. I'm hooked on the Walking Dead series, and that's the way it is. And I think it's a plaque that's to make America weak and soft. I mean, back in the day when I was a kid, hell, I'd be out playing football, baseball, softball, kickball. I played jacks, hopscotch, whatever it was, we played, boys and girls, we played together. We'd be out there having so much fun, riding our bikes. Yeah, I used to ride my bike 30 miles. I used to ride from Cleveland to Akron just about every other day. So, but nowadays, shoot, you be lucky if the kid go outside and sit on the porch. But that's a whole other story. I don't want to get on no kid. This is now generation because this is the lost generation, and they're not going to be able to survive unless we teach them. And that's the way I want to tell people. We got to teach our kids. Got to teach them. Got to teach them. It's more than just TV. If we gonna or else we heading for like I seen in this one show where people would just go into a pod. It was like a small capsule. They had it in their living room, like when they first came out with what was that thing? I forgot. Xbox had it when you could dance and stuff like that, that you could do whatever it was, and you can see yourself on TV and you can do all that stuff. But now they gonna probably have like little domes. We just go in there, we sit in there, and we be in there for 24 hours a day in a 3D reality world. And you never know what's going on in the real world, and that's what's gonna happen. And I think a lot of that got to do with, I'm gonna say it, alien information that we get. You know, maybe that's what they want us to do, live in a real matrix world. But it's coming because, like I say, AI is taking over. I seen something on I think it was the Pilgrim Prepper channel. He was talking about 5G and how they did this dragon in Korea, the baseball field, where they by using 5G towers and stuff like that. But it's stuff David Copperfield was doing too. You know, I see David Copperfield do stuff like that. You know, they had these illusions and stuff like that. But it was so outrageous. It was just great. You know, it looked real and stuff like that. But yeah, they got the technology. We got the technology. You know, but like I say, a lot of this stuff is not gonna hit us until after they feel that we're weak enough that we're vulnerable to it. And it's coming. We like I say, we are getting weaker. Uh oh. Uh oh. Uh oh. That's the FBI. No, it's spam. It's spam. See what it say? Spam. They say spam. Spam. I get that all the time. Spam. Avon calling. Hey, Prepper Tribe. So, like I say, I really didn't have too much to talk about. I just wanted to make sure everybody understand that the line between what's right and what's wrong is so thin. I mean, thinly separated. That I mean, it doesn't take much to shift the balance of what's going on out here. Like I said, to shift the balance between people tolerating preppers to hating preppers. And there's another thin line that people tolerate the police or want to defund the police and eliminate the police all over and give the government, the federal government, the right to bring in federal troops and make this a 1984 country or whatever. And that's what I'm saying. It's so thin. I mean, and then and the line is so thin from where we at now to a bigger apocalypse that's gonna come. Right now, we're not at the apocalypse. We at shit hit the fan situation. A lot, like I say, I mean, they don't want us to eat meat. I don't understand why they don't want us to eat meat. I love meat. I had steak the other day. You know, I'm thinking about having chicken. Somebody was talking about chicken. They had some chicken thighs they had cooked. I'm thinking about getting some chicken wings. So I'm just saying, it's just crazy out here. And like I say, we just that thin from the things really going into a chaotic situation. I mean, I'm not picturing gloom and gloom. I mean, I say that for my friend Josh. I'm just joking, Josh, if you're watching. I'm just saying that a heavy rain, you know, a volcano, something like that happen, you know, the cicadas, you know, anything could happen that can ruin our crops. That really push us over the edge because right now prices are zooming through the roof. You know, loaf of bread, you know, pound of sugar, you know, the prices are getting high. Gas prices are going through the roof. And all they need now is to really mess up our crops. And then you watch people will go to the stores and buy everything off the shelf again. And they will blame it on the preppers. I mean, we just that close because, like I say, it's a thin line. It's a thin line. It's a very thin line. And I don't know what they're gonna do to eliminate this situation. Like I say, I see AI is coming to take over, like the trucking industry. I can see that coming because they've got all these cars can do it. I know they got trucks out there they've been testing that can do it, so they won't even need drivers. So I see that's coming. And like I say, I don't know where that's gonna lead people. Pretty soon, they won't even need a labor force. I remember when we see up here in Ohio in Cleveland, we used to be a big steel industry place. I mean, we had like 5 different steel industries, up here. You know what I mean? We had big steel plants, you know what I mean? Big ones. We had Republic Steel, we had J&L Steel. We had all these different steel companies that making steel. That's what we were, blue collar. And then they all went up. They all gone. Before they all left, they brought in all the machinery, just like they did at the car industry. Car plants. They got all these robot arms, making cars. Same thing. That's what I'm saying. So all these people that are sitting at home collecting this money, they might as well get used to it, because I see way down the line, because of what they're going to do to some of these industries, that they're going to have to just be put on, I don't know, I guess relief like that, because they won't have jobs that they needed jobs, and they won't be able to get them. When they did have a chance to get them, they didn't want them, and they gave them to the machines. That's what's going to happen now. All these people out here that don't want to come out here and do no work, they're going to invent a machine that's going to replace you. And that's what's going to happen. They're going to invent a machine that's going to replace you. I've been to Maryland once, best seafood I ever had. Oh, okay. My daughter live in Maryland. I've been to Baltimore. I've been to Baltimore, that Riverwalk over there by the stadium. Man, that's an excellent place over there. They got a seafood restaurant over there. I don't even know what the name of it is. But every year, every time I go to Baltimore and in Washington, D.C., we just go over there to that place. Maybe why my grandpa taught me better to have and don't need it than to need it and don't have it. That's right. You definitely need to have it. He say, crab prices through the roof. Yeah, seafood is going up. That's crazy. Hey, gosh, Gardner, Gardner Josh, how you doing? Yeah, so like I say, we are definitely in a situation where the only people that can control this right now, other than the people that's in the power, these deep state people. I ain't gonna say the federal government, because I don't think a lot of the people that's in the government know what's going on with the normal people. I'm gonna just say normal people like me and you. I don't think they really know. I think they just, somebody tell them this is how we're gonna vote and this is what we're gonna do, and then they just go along with sheep. Washington is sheep. You know what I mean? A lot of them politicians, that's what they are. They sheep. My oldest son went to the Navy Academy in Annapolis, Maryland. Wow. Congratulations. My daughter went to Great Lakes up in around Illinois, up there. Milwaukee, Illinois. Great Lakes. Prepper Tribe says mostly been on the DC side of Maryland. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Maryland is a nice place. Like I say, my daughter built a house up there. I've been to Washington, I've been to Baltimore. I've been a few places. Like I said, I travel. I don't travel as much. I didn't travel at all last year, but I traveled before then. I was supposed to travel last year, but with the pandemic, which is, they say it's gone, but I don't know. I stayed opening up on the 2nd. We're going to be open again. Wearing a mask is optional, so I don't know. I'm not going to worry about what's going on with that anymore. I think we all had too much. At Detroit Prepper. Yeah, we all had too much, and we get even more. Now, I don't know if you guys can remember back when we didn't have stuff. When we were like Christmas Story. We get a Red Ryder BB gun and a big truck. My thing was, I get me a big dump truck or a big old pickup truck for Christmas. Get my little cars, a little racing set. I was happy as hell. One of them old football games that the thing, with the little green bases on it, the little football man, you put it on there, you know where they were going, they go, I was happy. My daughter's cell phone, tablets, all this stuff. See, but us, it was just simpler, It was simpler. My sister's an easy bake oven, So I don't know. Nowadays, things are so much different. Harlem, Maryland folks are not that different from what I've noticed. No, they're not. They're not. They're not. You know, like I say, I was a big Orioles fan in the '60s. You know, Brooks Robinson, Frank Robinson, Paul Blair. You know what I mean? Boog Powell. You know, Jim Palmer, Mike Cuellar. Big Baltimore fan. You know, got a big baseball fan. If you didn't notice, I mean, yeah, I rooted for them. You know, when they used to go to the World Series. You know, but like I say, but I can't root for your football team. They suck. I can't help it because you know the history behind that. But anyway, I miss the old AMX and Tyco electronic races. Yeah, yeah, hold that little trigger and just hold it. We used to hold it till that thing gets so hot, it almost melted. We racing the trains. Yeah, but that's the way it was back then. But nowadays, who knows? They still got my cheeses. Yeah, I got the buffalo wing ones today. But like I say, I'm not gonna keep you. I've been on here an hour, and like I said, I just wanted to make sure that everybody understands that you're gonna probably hear some things about people hoarding, and they're gonna lump us in there, or you're gonna hear things about people, uh, doing stupid stuff, going out there and grabbing everything they can off the shelf, and they're gonna lump a purpose into the whole thing. That's how they do. And then you know what? You're gonna hear about a whole lot of people talk about we need to just get rid of the police. Don't buy into that. Don't become a sheep. Don't buy into none of that stuff. Don't buy into it because see, once they do, then you in trouble. And another thing, like I was saying, Space Force is gonna release some information about exactly what they're supposed to be doing in another 2 weeks. This is for you guys that know we got a Space Force, but don't know exactly what they're supposed to be doing. But they're supposed to be releasing information about what they do in 2 weeks. So I'm gonna see if I can find that you know. Yeah. So anyway, I guess I'll catch you guys later. I see you later, everybody. Yeah, prepare vengeance. Oh, by the way, I did watch Skinwalker. The Skinwalker Farm Ranch. I watched the last 2 episodes, season 2 and season 1 and 2, season 2 episodes. All right, then. I'll catch you guys later. Y'all take care.